Okay, we have several presentations and proclamations tonight. So tonight we're going to start with the introduction of our new Yuba City CHP captain, Rodney Elson. You're back on again. Come up to the podium and you can go ahead and give us an introduction, please.
There's a little door over there. Very well. There should be a button.
Should be a mic there.
Is that better?
Much.
Okay. All right. Well, I just started here in this area about 2 months ago. So I'm excited to be here. I've been learning a lot about this community and all the different things that it has. And so far it's been pretty impressive. There's a lot of care and a lot of togetherness here in this community. And that's something that's pretty special. You don't see that in a lot of places. I'm going to show a quick little video about our department. A lot of people don't know, what does a CHP do? What do? We do more than just write tickets. Although we do like to write tickets. We do more than write tickets. We have lots of roles. Lots of times we help with the allied agencies, Yuba City, Yuba Sutter, Sutter and Yuba County. But I'm going to show a quick video that we put together that kind of sums up what we're about. It's not very long, and then I'll answer some questions after that. Is it loading? It's on the US.
Okay, John. That one hurt.
No sound.
I think Rodney probably knows all the words to this.
I don't. But let's see here. So I'm also the Special Response Team Commander for our mobile field force, which is the unit that oversees civil unrest and things of those nature. And so we've been in Sacramento for the last couple of weeks dealing with some pretty serious issues. I pause it. Yeah, you can close it. It's better with the sound. But we've been dealing with some pretty serious issues, and I think what it stems from. There are lots of moving parts with things like that. But one of the most important things is that I don't think, from a law enforcement perspective, you guys understand what our expectations are of you. And sometimes we don't have a good understanding of what your expectations are from us. We have a relationship with you because we need you to do our job. We need your support, your understanding at times. But that's a two-way street, and so it gets very tough when we are miscommunicating, and that's when you have situations that are ugly for everybody. In this job, in this law enforcement profession, as Chief Landon can attest to, it's very tough. It's different now than it has been in many years. I've been on 23 years, so this is a different time. There's a lot of things you have to understand when you step into this role. So. But again, here in this community, you all seem to have a pretty big stake, and people care, and that's good. It's a good turnout here tonight, and I think you guys should be proud of that. But don't stop, wanting to have information from us. Engage with us, ask us questions, because I'm a true believer in the more goodwill that you put in there. It's like a deposit in the bank. When something bad happens, then you can withdraw that good deposit, and usually things are okay. Do you have any questions for me about my department and what our role is? The video, we're not going to play that, but what our role is and what we can do for you? anything. I am from, I was born in Chico, was there probably just a hot second, and then I was raised in Sacramento. Went to El Camino High School, go Eagles. Then I got a football scholarship to the University of Washington, where I played football up there and went to college. That was a good experience. Great, Seattle's a great city. And then after I graduated, I joined the Highway Patrol. Been on 23 years. And I've worked all over the state. I worked in West LA. It was my first station. Then I came back to Sacramento, was a recruiter, then got on the governor's detail, and that's where me and Councilmember Harris worked together for a long time, traveling all over the world and having a good time. And then I promoted to sergeant, went to Woodland for a little while, back to headquarters, and then I spent a long time in our ISU, which is like our task force detective units that we have. I did that for a very, very long time. Then I promoted to lieutenant, went back to headquarters. Then I went to the academy for a while as a lieutenant, then South Sac as a watch commander, and then back to headquarters. And then been a captain for almost 3 years, and then I transferred out here. When this opportunity came about, I talked to Councilmember Harris at a conference we had last year, and he said, "Hey, I'm going to retire." I'm like, "Oh man, I'd be really interested in coming out there." And so we had a long conversation, and I'm really fortunate that I got to do that, because every day I love coming to work. I love coming up here. We have a great office in the community up here. The law enforcement community is fantastic. Everybody works together. And again, just like the community, it's not the case everywhere. It just really isn't. So there's a lot of good things going on in this command and in this city, in this region. And I'm fortunate to be here. What was your question? There's another.
Questions. I know that the Highway Patrol was the first one to discover that fake and stolen IDs was the best way to steal cars, and a lot of gangs have done it. When you said West LA, I know that's where the first CHP operation was, and it's still going on. I'd like to know, is there any problem with
Well, that goes on everywhere. There's a lot of fraud. It exists everywhere. People are always trying to do those types of things. There's not a profound problem here in regards to that. There's a lot of stolen trailers in this area right now. That's been something that's been put on my radar. And so we're kind of sourcing that a little bit and trying to find out as much information as we can about that to see, where that's coming from. What we see in communities like this that have a lot of agriculture, you see a lot of stolen tractors. That's something that in the system is entered as property. And so it's kind of hard to follow up with that because it doesn't have a VIN number like a car does. And so it's easy to move that around. And sometimes with some of the equipment, it's just easy to get in there, manipulate it, and steal it. So, and those pieces of equipment are extremely expensive. Very, very expensive. And sometimes, it's just difficult for the owners to get their property back. So that's what you see up here. Lots of things of that nature. But yeah, there's a problem right now with vehicle theft. And right now trailers are kind of on the uptick for sure. Any other questions? Yeah, go ahead, ma'am. I have 41 officers, and we cover the unincorporated area of Sutter and Yuba counties. Yeah.
Okay.
Anything else?
Any other council members have questions?
All right.
He did share with us that he's a Dallas fan.
I am. Hopefully that doesn't create any heartache for anybody. We're all Americans. That's America's team, and we know that.
Okay. Chief wants to say something to that.
I knew you were going to say something.
Question. Did you ever play for a national championship team at the University of Washington?
I did. Yes, I was fortunate enough to be on. We went to the Rose Bowl 3 times when I was there, and one of the years we won the national championship. So I got to play against. I played against date myself, Troy Aikman. Played against Junior Seau, Emmett Smith. Although they weren't who they are now. Back then, they weren't Hall of Famers. They were just kids just like I was. But that was a good time. Learned a lot. I don't talk about that much. My kids don't want to hear it. They're like, get over yourself. Just But I coach youth football. I have 4 kids. I'm a single father. I have 4 kids. 2 are grown out of the house, but there are 2 still in the house. 2 boys. And I have 3 boys and one girl. The oldest is a girl. She's a nurse. Very proud of her. Proud of all my kids, as we all are. But I coach youth football. I coach at Folsom, their youth program. My boys played at Folsom High School, the older one. Pretty good, huh? They're pretty good. But I love all kinds of sports. Little league, I coach whatever I can do. Try to help in any way I can. And, the Highway Patrol, if you ever want to know something about us or have a question, as I said before, our investment in you is something that's important to us. So we always want to engage with you. We have an open door policy. So, pick up the phone, call, if anything you want to know, just ask us. We're a statewide organization. There's 11,000 of us. We're a big agency. We have 130 offices statewide, lots of resources. And again, we're here to help in any way that we can. So.
Great. And I think Councilmember Harris had something to say. You did, right?
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, Rodney, not really a question, just a comment. I'm happy that you're here. I know you have tough shoes to fill, really tough shoes.
I do.
But,
at times,
I think that
at times, Sean, I lay awake at night. I'm just like, I don't know how I'm going to do this. I just, how am I going to do? It's tough. It's tough.
But I just want to reiterate something you said that you've already noticed in your short 2 months is how it probably not unique necessarily to Yuba Sutter, but it's also something we should not take for granted, and that's the outstanding working relationship we all share.
Yes.
Law enforcement community and just the community itself. It's one reason why we all choose to live here. Mm-hmm. Of course, now I'm joking.
He's getting emotional.
And that is a very important thing, and it's a good thing, and it gives you that feeling in your chest when you go to work and when you show up. And Chief Sachs alluded to it a few minutes ago, to where different agencies will come together, and at first it might seem, wait a minute, this is odd. What are these? What are the chippies doing here? No one's speeding or anything like that. But we're here to help out, no matter what. And it goes both ways, and that's something that I miss, But we still have it in other different situations. But I'm happy that you've already noticed that, because it's alive and well here in Yuba Sutter, and I'm sure with your leadership we're going to keep it going that way.
I appreciate that very much, Sean, and I appreciate you. He's been real instrumental in my me getting a good start here. We spent a lot of time together. Him just going over all the different points of contact here, and just trying to give me an understanding of how special it is. So, I'm very happy for his support and all the council's support. It's been great. So, any other questions? This is your one time to ask a highway patrolman a question. I mean, you see us behind you. You're doing all that. It's free questions. That doesn't happen very often.
An open door policy.
So, all right.
Thank you so very much.
All right. Thank you so much.